We are 2 weeks from the release of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now I know I'm hype and a lot of you have been commenting that you all are hype, and so I just want to create this quick little video about how I would recommend you all prepare for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is specifically how I'm going to prepare, but everyone's going to prepare differently, right? So this is just very free flow ideas of what you should do. So right now, since we're 2 weeks out, it's the perfect time to watch the cutscenes for Xenoblade 1, 2, and maybe even X. I'm watching through the cutscenes of X right now just because my Wii U, I'm missing the power cord, so realistically I'm not going to be able to play Xenoblade X. And not only that, Xenoblade X can still go really expensive. That's the thing about Xenoblade games, is that they retain their value really well. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that game, you either buy it on the eShop for full price or you overpay for the physical version. But we have 2 weeks out, so if you haven't rewatched Xenoblade 1 or 2, I would recommend, we're at the perfect time right now to rewatch or get re-familiar with the stories of those games, just the little aspects and everything, because I know some of y'all probably work or things are going on for some people, so I think 2 weeks is an ample amount of time to start getting through those stories, refresh yourself. If you don't want to watch all the cutscenes, I would recommend maybe watching some playthroughs of the games. I think that's an option. That's a quicker option. Those are usually edited, cut down, and only focus on the main story details. So there's quite a few good playthroughs of Xenoblade that you could probably watch in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, I would recommend focusing on Xenoblade 1 and 2, trying to familiar yourself with the story right now. I'm going to get into what you should do next week. I think if you wanted to play through the games, you could, but I realistically think it took me a couple months to beat each of the games, so I don't know how long it would take someone to fully play through the game. And I think that if you want to play through the games again, the thing about Xenoblade games is, like, you could play through the story, but that's like on hard mode, you know, like you have to do side quests and some other things. Like, you really have to have ample time, and I don't know if 2 weeks is the best way to rush through those games, which is why I'm recommending the playthrough. If we were like a month out, I would say play through the games, but as of right now, I'm not sure if it's good enough to sit down and try to commit to play through Xenoblade 1 and 2, which is why I'm talking about watching the cutscenes or watching playthroughs of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2. And then not only that, something I would say to pay attention to is Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, that was bundled in with the Definitive Edition. Because in previous interviews it has been said that Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected was supposed to set up the future of Xenoblade, right? And so I'm thinking, I'm just looking through Future Connected again. I think might help us be familiar with some aspects that are going to be coming up in Xenoblade 3. If you notice, in Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, a lot of the fog beast creatures have the particle effect that we see in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. However, the difference is the fog beast particle effect that is on a bunch of creatures you can encounter is dark. They're dark particles. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, those particles are light particles. So I just think the particle effect, we saw it, but it could be different. But I'm just saying that that's something to pay attention to. Any similarity I think is important to note, because it was stated that Future Connected is supposed to be what sets up the future. And I believe it was created probably just to tie up some things with Melia and give her some relevance a little bit again, for those who may have forgotten. So yeah, definitely I would say familiarize yourself with the storylines of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 and Future Connected. And I would say you could also familiarize yourself with Torna. Torna is a quick thing that if you aren't familiar with, you could just quickly, I think the Torna cutscenes are only like a couple hours, so you could do that. And I mean, if you wanted to play through an entire game, you could probably play through Torna if you just need to play through something Xenoblade, because I think that's like the shortest thing to do. But I'll go over this again, but I really think gameplay and everything, we should do that, focus on that when it's 1 week out, so you get really familiar with the games and everything. So right now I wouldn't say you have to play the games. If you want to, you could play Xenoblade 1 or 2. I would say start emphasizing on Xenoblade 2 because the combat is seeming like there's going to be attack canceling and everything, so the combat seems like it's going to be way more similar to Xenoblade 2 rather than Xenoblade 1. So if you needed to play Xenoblade right now, I would play through, you could play through Xenoblade 2, but if you want to play through an entire game, I would say Torna is your best bet, and I think you could probably complete Torna within the next couple weeks. Maybe play Torna while watching cutscenes for other games. But yeah. And then not only that, I believe you would be able to preload Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on your Switch if you're doing the digital version. So I believe you'd be able to do that now. Just so you wouldn't be able to play it till the day comes out, but you could preload it. But not only that, I think that if you're going to be doing the digital version, make sure you're starting to clear out your Switch. Make sure that you have the space for it if you're going for the digital version, because I would hate for it to be like 1 week out and you're like, damn, I need to find an SD card and whatnot. So just make sure you know if you need an SD card or not. Start checking to make sure your controllers are all good, you know, because this game, you're going to be sitting down to play this game for quite a while. I know I'm going to be playing the hell out of this game. Like, I literally took off work for Friday through the Saturday of this entire weekend that the game comes out, because I know I'm going to be like cranking that game so hard. I want to do so much in it, and I want to bring you guys a lot of content and coverage on the game as well. So look forward for that content when the game comes out. Like I said, I don't plan to do a playthrough. I just plan to do like recaps of the story when I depending on the sections I go. So I'll do like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, my first couple hours in the game, my reaction to that. I'll do an unboxing of the physical game. I know we're not going to get the collector's edition until the fall, but anyway, I believe that's pretty much everything you need to do to prepare right now. Just make sure you start looking at Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 stories, and then not only that, if you want to watch a couple of the trailers for Xenoblade, you can. For Xenoblade 3, I'd recommend the first trailer, the second trailer, so like the initial reveal trailer, the launch trailer, and then I would say the trailer at the beginning of the direct. I think that those three are the best things. I know there's been some other game information coming out. I would recommend to still avoid Xenoblade videos from like Game Explain and other like review videos. Nothing against them, I'm just saying that if you want the best experience, you gotta go in as blind as possible. I think that coming back to those videos once you play through the game, you're like, hey, I may need a guide here, a guide there, then start looking for those videos. But I think the best thing is to go in raw. I would listen to some of the soundtracks from Xenoblade 1 or 2 just so we can you can get familiar with some of, like, maybe there'll be motifs in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 music. So if you want to familiarize yourself with the soundtracks of Xenoblade 1 and 2, go ahead. I'm avoiding the Xenoblade 3 soundtrack right now that's coming out because I want to experience those in the moment, and I think it'll be better to experience, like, imagine hearing Engage the Enemy with that before seeing the scene with Fiora. It probably wouldn't have the same effect, you know. You want to see the scene, so I would avoid pretty much Xenoblade videos and the videos that are pertaining to the soundtrack and everything. But regardless, that's gonna wrap up today's video. We're 2 weeks out. I'm so excited. Thank you all for all the support of the Xenoblade videos. You guys are loving these videos, so I'll be sure to keep them coming. Again, this is a nice place for spoiler-free Xenoblade videos. I'm gonna be pretty much spoiler-free till the game comes out. I'm just gonna be going over theories and whatnot, things that I may think. But thank you all for your support, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Love y'all.